Alright guys, today we're looking at a Hado Shock Genesis deck. Power 4 out of 5, consistency 3 out of 5, cost about a 3.5 out of 5, competitive a 3 out of 5. This deck is just more of a fun deck, but it's still very, very powerful if you can get it to pop off. It looks really, really good. So let's go take a look at that deck list, shall we? Alright, so here's what the deck list looks like. Let's take a look at the cards real quick. So we have 3 The Man from the Chip, 3 Den City, great for exploring. 3 Battle Chip Red Armorer, good for recycling units. 2 Dexoyama, 3 Battle Chip Mini Bombs, very good late game when you can keep reducing that mini bomb. 3 Battle Chip Nina's version 2. 3 Mr. Match, a good combo starter in this deck, great combo piece. 2 Pharaohman.exe for a little bit of burn damage and locking. 2 Hikari just to bring back copies of units. 3 Gutsman.exe, he is your power of this deck, he is your closer. 1 Blazing Net Navi Fireman.exe, he's a burn piece and a combo starter. The final battle, we have it at 1 because we can only have it at 1, but that's one of our ways to get Hado Shot. And our other one is Battle Chip Hero Ryu.exe, and he can only play it at 1, but he explores for Hado Shot, which is the main piece of this deck. So this is what we're going to be using Genesis for a lot of burn damage. So that's the deck, guys. Let's go take a look at a couple games here. Alright guys, right off the bat, we're going for Temptation. And my one suggestion for this deck, guys, is right off the bat, we want to try to mulligan to get one of the explorers in hand. Either the city or we want to get a copy of Ryu in the hand. That way we can get our Hado Shot, and that way we can use our hero art and get it going and use this deck to its full potential. Again, that's hard to do. We only have 2 cards that activate the Explorer, or to do the Explorer. So we're going there. So when we have the Man with the Chip in the hand, we don't mind burning removed units, because if we remove Ryu, we can use the Man in the Chip to get at least 1 copy of him back. Sometimes I've been able to pull 2 of him back, which then automatically our explorers go off. But if you can't get him, your Den City becomes a dead card in hand, which kind of limits what you can do. This is why the deck's not up higher, is because we need better options to get Hado Shot. So we're just sitting here. We're actually doing okay here. And they're gonna halt Gutsman, of course. We're gonna try to use our Explore card. They're gonna negate it. But it's Bald-Faced Lie, which basically gives it back to us for a cheaper cost. We're gonna have to hope they don't have a negate to negate that when we get it. They use the halt. I decide to use it now, hoping, and we do not get it negated, so we do get that Hado Shot. And we pull out Blazeman, which is nice with burn because the effects automatically pop off on the field, even if they're pulled as a copy, because they're not when placed effects, which is really nice. And we're saving up. We have Hado Shot. We use it. Now we have Blazeman there with agility, heavy pierce, and a shield. We're going to get ourselves another Hado Shot. And we're going to use the Man with the Chip. And what's nice here is we can use it on decks. We can use it on Gutsman. Using it on Gutsman would be really nice here because when he removes slow. But we use it on Pharaohman and we drop Pharaohman again. Using that with Gutsman, though, is really nice because he'd become a beefy unit with agility and heavy pierce. We charm up. We're going to use Hado Shot again since we can. They negate it, though. And we're going to use Nina to get that burn damage, level up Dex, get our Pharaohmans buffed up. They're going to do it again, and we're basically just here at a standstill. We will Hado Shot again. And we're just going to wait this out because we can pop something in front. And it's like I said, you pop Gutsman there. He gets his Decimate ability. And we have agility and heavy pierce on the board. with a 514, which is really ridiculous. And that's the game against Temptation. So again, very limited deck here. And the reason I won't rate it higher than a tier 3 is because we only have 2 ways to explore our Explore for Genesis. This one is a good opening hand. We have both Explorers right off the bat, so we're good to go. So as long as you can get one of them, it's okay, but getting 2 would be nice. Having 2 Hado shots every time we use Genesis or Charm is really, really nice. And we don't want to use the final battle here because we could pop a unit from the graveyard, which is really nice. And this is that new version of the Oichi deck going around because they're using the death abilities to basically pop off. We drop Ryu in front of a machine, and we're just going to use Density here no matter how many times. I don't care if they try to kill him. I need to get Density out of my hand. So we're going to cycle a little bit. And because we had 2 Densities, we're able to get it out, and we're able to get some MP back because of Ryu using Density on him twice. And we're going to use Hado Shot again. So now we're set up. We have Hado Shots whenever we basically need them. Every unit we drop is just going to burn damage like Dex there. We have Agility, we have Shields. And like I said, once you get those 2 things going, it's a pretty ridiculous deck at this point. And as you can see, we start to run. It comes fast, it comes hard at this point. And it's just there. And then now they're going to remove Dex, which is fine. We're not in a bad spot. There he goes. Almost get Gutsman leveled up here because of the slow part. There we go. He's on a roll now. And what I failed to realize here when I dropped Blazeman is I did not have the full 6 burn effect going. So I should have played that a little differently, and I didn't, and it cost me big time. But he removes the field. And we're still in a good spot here. I have the Explorers, but honestly, I didn't pay attention enough to know I didn't have all the burn. Again, if you want these units to really pop off, we need the burn 6. And here now we're going to get that free Explore. And we pulled a Pharaoh Man in the process, so when we drop the other Pharaoh Man, he buffs things up. We're able to roll. Here comes a Hado Shot. See what he does. I'm going to use my Mini Bomb. And we can see here, I've already used, this will be my 3rd time using Mini Bomb. And now I just have that extra Mini Bomb in pocket. So you could use Genesis here or Charm or whichever skin you have, but sometimes it's just nice to keep that Mini Bomb for extra damage when we need it. We're going to use it here. We get it back. And we'll use it again. So we're on, what is that, 6 times now? 7. And now we're set up again. And as you can see, this is why I like Pharaoh Man in this deck, because he just removed 2 units by himself. Because when you drop him in the middle, he locks the panel in front if there's no unit. And if it's only a 3 HP unit, he'll burn it out, and then he does 4 to the adjacent panels. Here comes a Charm. Finally, we use it again. And since they're chaining actions, I'll chain some actions too. I don't really mind. And then we'll use Pharaoh Man again to get some agility and get going. And as you can see, we stock up on Hado Shots. Like, we're not afraid to stock up here. And using Haruka and Dex, we basically were able to fill our field with removing theirs in the process. More Hado shots. And we get a field clear with the Blaze Man dropping. And it's going to be time up, and I'm going to use this here just for no shenanigans. And that's game. See, this game can grind, this deck can grind, which is fun. But it's all the fun with this deck when you can get it rolling. This next one's against Yawn. And since these have been long games, this is going to be the last game I show on this one. Right off the bat, we have Ryu, so it's no mulligan here. Again, we've got what we needed. We drop Ryu. He goes. And they always use Thunderbrew. I've noticed everybody's using Thunderbrew like soon as they get it. And people feel they need to burn their hand, and I don't... Unfortunately, I don't get that. It doesn't make sense to me as a player to get rid of Thunderbrew so quickly. I've seen them do it on Haruka, things like that. I don't think it's necessary to pop it that much. I think you save it, especially now I'm giving advice for my opponents, but I think you save it for when you're playing as somebody with like Ouroboros or something like that, because it helps you in that matchup. But in this matchup, I would have, I guess you could have used it on Ryu, but later you'll see they use it instantly on Haruka here. Well, I think it works. I think people are popping it off too quickly and not saving it for optimal times. And all right, we got double Mr. Match in hand here. We use one, we fill the field with another Mr. Match. And we have some field advantage here, which is nice. We're not going to let them get that buff. We drop Dex there. And we'll drop Mr. Match again to proc Dex and proc everybody, and we're good to go here. We use Charm, and that's the game. So that's the games, guys. We're going to take a look at a few combos. All right, our first one here is Dex to Mr. Match. Match's Burden will proc Dex's quest, which will then proc both their quest abilities when Dex does damage. All right, our next one here is Mr. Match to Mr. Match. So what we're going to get with this is we get double burn damage here, which sets up 4 removed units and a copy of a removed unit to the EX pocket. All right, our next combo is Haruka to Mr. Match. And with this combo, when Mr. Match does damage, he levels up, which activates Haruka ability to copy a removed unit to the field. Alright guys, so here's the list again and the QR code. Again, really fun being back and hitting it hard. I'll be coming back at you with another deck pretty soon, probably next week, hopefully. So like, subscribe, and take care.